All right, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you a couple things. One is how to make a PowerPoint animated slide into an animated GIF. So I built a really simple animation. A couple of things you want to think about when you're working in PowerPoint. One is PowerPoint's going to let you save your slideshow. So we're just working on one slide. So if you have multiple slides, it's going to save all those slides. But PowerPoint is going to save what you build as an animated GIF. This is not Photoshop or some other big image processing application, so you may get some artifacts or things that you don't expect to get. So that's just the nature of working with PowerPoint. You don't have a lot of controls over like frame rate and things like that. So what we're going to do here is we built an animation. Whenever you build an animation in PowerPoint, you got to think about the timing, because you're not clicking on this, it's going to play automatically. So what you need to do is think about what triggers the animation. So that first animation, which we have, we're going to go from here, change colors, and then go back down. That first animation, when you look at the animation pane here, the animation is going to start with previous. So that means the slide loads, the animation starts. Then the subsequent animations, I want those to either go with previous or after previous. So what we have here is it's going to move, change colors, and move. So let's go ahead and preview this to see if we're getting what we want. Looks good. You can speed it up and do all that stuff. We're not going to worry about it. So once you built what you want, you just want to save that as an animated GIF. A couple things about animated GIFs and file size. Obviously, the dimensions, if it's 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels, is different than if it was 500 by 500 pixels. So the same animation. So if the file size impacts that. The main thing with animated GIFs that really causes the files to swell is when you have a lot of information on the screen that changes. So for example, if this was white background and it moved, then you're just changing the white pixels. But because you have all of this stuff here, as it moves through here, it's got to change a lot of gradients and things like that. If there's a lot of motion, if there are a lot of pixels changing, that's what's going to increase the file size. So something like this, where it's kind of a solid image that moves across, it's pretty easy. If I made this semi-transparent, then the file sizes would be significantly larger, just because I'm calculating all these pixels. Here I just have a green thing going through here. Otherwise I'd have to calculate a lot more pixels as I'm making this transparent image go across. So just something to keep in mind. It's that movement and a lot of color derivatives that cause the file size to increase. So we've built our animation. We got our timing right. All we have to do is go to File. I'm going to go to Save As. You'll choose your folder. You'll notice that when you click on the drop down, animated GIF is one of those. So we're going to go ahead and save that as an animated GIF. I'm just going to call this Tom's Demo. And we saved the file. So let's go ahead and look at it. So I'm coming to my thing here. Here's my Tom Demo file. Let's see, what do we know? It's 529 pixels. It's 853 by 480 in terms of its size. So not too bad. You don't want to get these massive 200 megabyte animated GIFs. So let's go ahead and open this up. And you can see the animated GIF moves. Now you can see, because it's a GIF, you have some gradient striping and stuff. That's just the nature of animated GIFs. If you had a solid file, you probably wouldn't get that. So let's go backwards. What I like to do is use the screen to GIF tool. So if you have screen to GIF loaded, so I'm going to open that up. So I have screen to GIF loaded here. I'm going to open up a recorder. Now you can set your recording window. So if I wanted to, I can record this slide, right? And you can see that's like 1270 by 709, right? Here's what I like about working with screen to GIF. If I go to the reading pane down here, so I'm going to go to reading view, and that's going to show this in kind of a preview mode, right? So what I'm going to do is take this and size it down. You can see my cool background. So now I can capture this any size I want. So instead of having this big file, I could just capture it from here, right? And I can capture whatever I want in there. Now, I might not want all of this gibberish, so I could actually cut this down to just whatever the animation is. And then I'm going to have to hit record, and then we're going to replay the animation. Let's see here. Let's get this going here. We'll click next, and that should play the animation. And then I'm good to go. Hit stop. Now I'm going to do my editing inside of, oops, I'm going to do my editing inside of Screen to GIF. And so I can see all my frames in Screen to GIF. I'm going to play it. You can see all my, while I was sitting there talking through everything. So we don't need all that gibberish. So what I do is I just kind of, we'll go through here. We can see where it starts to move, right? So we're going to go over here and use my arrow keys. So I can see this is where it started to move. And I'm just going to jump to where it moves. All right, I'm pressing my arrow key. And there it goes. So I'm going to take 116, drag all the way to the front, hold shift down, select all those, delete, hit yes, and then play this. And that's good. So I know, so I'm going to go from 52 all the way to 76, delete. And so I can play this, and now I'll have a looping animation. So the cool thing with Screen to GIF is you get a little bit better image quality. You also can really fine tune on what you want to capture and what you don't want to capture. And that reading view allows you to capture a lot smaller window. What you want to do then when you're done with this is you're just going to go to File, Save As, and then you've got all sorts of options in how you want to save that. You can see there's a Screen to GIF. There's some different options. You can go to the site and figure out what all these different things are. You also have the web video, web pictures, and all sorts of web movies and those things as well. So hopefully that helps you out.